Thank you, Devin. Maybe you've heard of people who have gallbladder attacks, but what is that really? Here to tell us about cholecystitis and how to avoid this painful issue is nurse Christina Paris. So I said that right?
You did. Well done.
Did better than you.
Hey, now, it's not a competition. It's a tough word.
It is. It was okay. So what is cholecystitis?
So basically it's gallstones, or it's an irritation of the gallbladder. So the gallbladder is a pear-shaped organ, and it is connected to the liver and to the intestines. And what it does is it stores bile. Bile is made in the liver, and it is used for breaking down fats in our foods and helping to digest fat-soluble vitamins. So it's pretty critical in our overall health. But what happens is sometimes we get gallstones, so they're hard pebble-like consistency little, they're stones, you know, that get stuck in there. And sometimes when the gallbladder is contracting to release bile, it can get stuck on those, and that's what kind of causes that biliary cramping or colic, which you'll feel right up under there.
Well, all right. So what does the gallbladder do, and who's at risk?
So, you know, as I said, the gallbladder it just basically stores the bile and then releases it as needed. And the people who are at risk are females. It's predominantly women who get it. And then age can play a factor as well. So as we age, over 40, you become a higher risk. Pregnancy can put you at risk as well for gallstones. Obesity, frequent fasting, or people who lose weight quickly. You know, you go on those like drastic diets,
I mean, the New Year's coming up.
I have done before, but yes, right, I know. So, yeah, and now with intermittent fasting being the newest trend, you know, we may see that. People who have surgeries too, like gastric bypass, things like that are at risk.
And then what are some preventative measures that people could take?
So preventative measures would be to, of course, you want to avoid junk food. I know, that's a tough one, especially, you know, I know, right? People who eat more nuts, and nuts contain unsaturated fats, so those are good. You want to cut down on carbohydrates, so anything that breaks down into a sugar, so like pastries, potatoes, some rices, things like that. Drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water. Things you also want to do is make sure that you incorporate spices like ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, cumin, mustard seed, things like that into your foods.
Interesting.
Yep, those can help.
Well, there we go.
And eating plenty of fiber, like bran and whole wheat and vegetables. And then, of course, avoid fatty foods. You want to, or processed foods. Try to quit smoking, avoiding alcohol, you know, all those things that I say about everything that can go wrong with us. Yeah, it's, you know, my husband and I have been having these conversations about how important your gut health is to your whole overall body, and how inflammation, you know, almost everything we eat and processed foods and drink and tobacco all causes inflammation, and we now know that inflammation causes cancer, causes diabetes, it causes like all these things that can be avoided. So I know it's tough. I struggle too, but you know, just everybody, if they can do their best, try to little changes.
You know, making a nice healthy meal, cutting up all the vegetables, throwing the spices in. I love some cayenne pepper. Hopefully paprika's all right.
Yeah.
So throw plenty of that in there. But yeah, it always makes you feel a little bit better. You're a little lighter on your feet. So it's, you know, I'm glad to know it's doing a lot more than just making you feel good.
They're pretty, there's pretty simple things to do if you just follow them and can like force yourself down on it.
Yeah, and just, you know, even if you incorporate one little change into your, you don't have to drastically, you know, I think we all think it's an all or nothing, but it's not. You know, little changes make a big impact.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And coming up, we have What's Trending.